Hey guys, welcome back to RUE MORGUE TV. Executive Editor Andrea Subasati here with a reminder that the holidays are coming up. And if you've got a horror fan on your gift list, why not consider a subscription to RUE MORGUE magazine? In addition to the basic subscription package, which includes every issue of RUE MORGUE delivered to your door with free shipping, BT dubs, we also have a deluxe edition subscription, which includes not only every magazine delivered to your door, but our entire extensive catalog of back issues. And that includes rare issues, out-of-print issues, issues that are sold out that you can't find anywhere else. They will be available digitally to you or to the person you gift them to, the lucky person who's been really, really good this year. So check out the link below for a deluxe subscription. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex West, author and co-host of the Faculty of Horror podcast, and welcome back to Sympathy for the Sequel here on RUE MORGUE TV. In this series, we look at the biggest franchises in horror and do a deep dive into the lowest rated entry according to Rotten Tomatoes. By examining the film's production history and reception, we aim to uncover how the film got that distinction, and we try to highlight at least a few redeeming qualities about it. Today we're doing something I never, ever thought we would be doing. When I developed this series, I thought, gee, this will be a really fun way to watch bad movies and throw them a couple bones and have a few laughs. But today, we're going to talk about what is, in my opinion, a legitimately great film.
In 1992, we will discover on Earth, everyone can hear you scream.
I really thought when we got to the Alien franchise here on Sympathy for the Sequel, I'd have to suffer through the bonkers Alien Resurrection or the derivative Alien Covenant. But no, we're talking about David Fincher's first film, which is imperfect, but it has been reappraised, and now we are looking at it through a new light, not only because of Fincher's own importance to the American film canon, but because of what it does. It's hard to watch Alien 3 and not see a film that eschews a lot of issues that plague sequels in general, as well as the beginning styles and themes that would become Fincher's calling cards. Before we get into why it's a great movie, let's examine why it's at 47% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Here, in a world where the sun burns gold.
David Anson of Newsweek wrote, just at the point when Alien 3 should kick into high terror gear, it becomes clear that this hushed, somber sequel doesn't know how to deliver the goods.
It started.
Jeff Andrew of Time Out says, good acting has salvaged many a poor script in the past, but not here.
The bitch is back.
But perhaps the most devastating take on Alien 3 comes from Fincher himself, who said of the film, a lot of people hated Alien 3, but no one hated it more than I did. Now, to say Alien 3 had a troubled production is putting it mildly. The franchise was keen to continue the story that had started as a sci-fi haunted house that shocked audiences the world over, which then redefined the blueprint of what sequels could and should be with the blockbuster Aliens. Alien 3 was a rejection of those films and the fan service that many audiences had come to expect from a new entry in a beloved franchise. The birth of Alien 3 was more protracted, but just as violent by Hollywood standards as a chestburster emerging from an unsuspecting victim.
What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
Oh, God.
To be very brief, there was no consensus of where the story should go. Some wanted it to take place on Earth, others wanted it to be a true takedown of corporate greed and Weyland-Yutani. There were many versions of the script kicking around, And in the end, the film's screenplay was attributed to David Giller, Walter Hill, and Larry Ferguson, and is really just a mashup of all those previous drafts. After 20th Century Fox approached the likes of Rennie Harlin, Walter Hill to direct, the reins were handed over to 27-year-old David Fincher, who was making a name for himself with music videos such as George Michael's Freedom and Madonna's Vogue. Fincher was already generating a reputation for being hard-headed and stubborn, which would, to be fair, serve him later in his career as an auteur with an uncompromising vision.
It's amazing to me that Fox is the #1 studio in the country because they're all such a bunch of morons.
On the 1991 set of Alien 3, he was fired multiple times, and the crew and actors were pushed to the limits. Audiences had a visceral reaction to it almost immediately as the film opens with fan favorites Newt and Hicks from Aliens being infamously killed off in the opening scene during a crash landing on the penal colony planet of Fury 161. Ellen Ripley is once again the only survivor and finds herself amongst a group of all-male violent prisoners who've adopted a pseudo-Christian religion in hopes of redemption. Hoping to have escaped the threat of the xenomorphs once and for all, Ripley soon learns that one is loose on Fury as it picks off inmates and administrators one by one. After losing her one ally and briefly reviving the android Bishop, Ripley has to come to terms with her role as a leader in the survival of the inmates, as well as what she discovers is growing within her. The result is somewhere between brilliant and uneven. There are moments of true devastation and gripping paranoid fear, but the larger action sequences are choppy. Characters seem to kind of blend together.
That is crazy! That is horseshit!
And instead of expanding the mythology and scope of an alien story, it instead brings it back to the characters, a group trapped together with one xenomorph picking them off one at a time, which some felt just really aped on the first film. But to me, Alien 3 is an exploration of a lack of family. Aliens attempts to give Ripley the heteronormative family with Hicks and Newt, and then rips them away from her. Even Bishop, the wacky uncle, is unsalvageable.
I'm not a droid!
Now, Ripley is plagued by the unchosen family of alien xenomorphs. In having no allies, no children, no cat to be responsible and care for, we get to see Ripley navigate a hostile world of men and a xenomorph, actually getting closer to a sense of who she truly is when she's not pushed into the role of a caregiver. In fact, given the kind of creature she's carrying in her body and in her final act, she's decidedly an anti-maternal figure, which in the scope of everything is for the betterment and protection of humanity. A pretty bold and unfortunately still rare narrative for a female character. Alien 3 is a good film. It just is. And sure, we maybe spend more time thinking about it, dissecting it, and ruminating about it, but taking it as a film on its own, it's a thoughtful meditation of who we are when we're staring death and destruction in the elongated, gooey face that it might have.
Those that are dead are not dead. They have moved up. They have moved to a higher place.
Crazy bastards.
So that's our episode on Alien 3. Let us know what you think in the comments and if there's another franchise we should cover in this series. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in the sequel.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello,
I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
hi, I'm Shelley Duvall.